told my boys, it ain't no limits. Told all my dogs, it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game.
Money on my mind, head in the game. It's like I scored again, diamonds on them dance. I can hear the music playing with them bands. Crowd going wild, dived in the fans. I'm locking in on a mission, I turn on my vision. You young, she get like me. I got your shorty, she with me. I gave her a jersey, I told her to join my team. It's best you go where it's safe. You know how I play. I get to a sack like Frank. You can teach money to fly. I turn it a hop. I catch it and go to the bank. It's crazy, I'm used to the lights. I'm shining so bright. This visor will cover my face. You see me working and working, I'm getting it done. And soon they be feeding me grapes.
I told my boys, it ain't no limit.
Well,
told all my dogs, it ain't no limit.
My text up.
Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game.
My name when I walk in the building. Yellow diamonds on me like I play for the Steelers. I'm in the field, yup, just like a Steeler. Oh, this your girl, Bobby had the Steeler. I hop on the beat and I float like a real. I caught a TD, yeah, right across the middle. I'm speaking facts, boy, you tell the riddle. Can't hang with the gang, so we had to sit and wear it down. I'm in LA, riding around in the round. My dog just called, say he finna touch down. When I call a play, you won't hear a sound. Hold up. Money caller right now. I gotta go and get it, and it don't matter how. All I know is when I'm 10 toes down. I keep my head high and my eyes on the prize. Yeah, my feet on the ground. Let's go.
I told my boys, it ain't no limits. Told all my dogs, it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game. Two turned up, turned down right now. Two dope make better get around right now. Hey, I'm two turned up, turned down right now. Two dope make better get around right now.
Better. Petty don't matter. Far as that teller, I pray to God they rattle tattle. Hey, what's a rapper? I started off that, now I'm better. I get capital. I help my people to get cheddar. I do business. Look here, stay out my business. I'm so iceberg slimish, stainless, not a blemish. I should have been to prison. Don't boy remorse, no cases pinned. I got the rolling flooded, soaking wet, but ain't been swimming. I'm the man now, ain't I? Work a plan now, can't I? I remember when you lame player, hated a player, now the same lame player. They call a player mayor. What you talking that funky, about my face, wearing that monkey. Not that might give you life advice. Get some money, 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 get some money.
Today, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 18 of the NFL on EA Sports. Chicago Bears taking on Davis Mills and the New Orleans Saints.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the New Orleans Saints and the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. They come in off another victory a weekend ago. That ran their win streak up to 7 now.
And I think that win last week established them as Super Bowl frontrunners. They're playing with confidence and swagger, and you need that to go a long way.
Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Fields passing on the first play from scrimmage. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. A play fake, now Fields to throw. There's Mooney with another catch. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. This defense for the Saints, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Fields hit and the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So here are the Saints now with great starting field position. Leading him out, the former Stanford man. At quarterback, it's Davis Mills.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the one being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. On play action, Mills. And he fires one that's intercepted. Julian Love picks it. And the Bears are going to have it here just past the 25.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games, because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. First carry now for David Montgomery. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. They finally caught up to him there at the end of the play, but great inside handoff, and what a powerful run.
The first few yards seemed relatively easy. Then it got tougher, right? And that's where he showed that he was not going to go down easily. He was not going to be denied until he got everything he could out of that run.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll try to run wide side with Montgomery. And the ball is knocked out. but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Well, CD, that's the second time this half they've put it on the carpet. Now, the first one they lost. Good news here, it doesn't cost them.
They do say that things even out in the course of a ball game. So you mentioned they lost the first one. This time, able to retain possession, but they can't get into this habit. The ball can't continue to go on the ground.
The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. Here's Fields. On the move to his left. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Can we get some forensics done here? Because I need to figure out...
What, on that ball?
Yeah, on the ball, on the guys carrying the ball, what's going on? Back-to-back drives, back-to-back fumbles. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're coming out here to play in the NFL.
I don't think the coaching staff thinks it makes a whole lot of sense either.
No, maybe there'll be changes, but if nothing else, there will be a few stern talking tos, that's for sure.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drives. They can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. The Saints had 10-6 now on the year, and they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually. But over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On third down, here's Kamara. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
Defenses always have a goal of holding a runner under 100 yards. Well, he went over 150 last week, won NFC Player of the Week award honors. And guess what? He's got a chance to do it again because of that vision he has. He sees holes that maybe don't exist.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They run it again with Kamara. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On second down, a run with Gibson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. A first down throw for Mills. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defensive credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
This is caught. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Almost the Rams win. But if we win, Falcons win. Hobson might be on the outside looking in, boy. Uh-oh.
1st and goal at the 1.
The Rams lose Hobson.
Kamara is into the end zone for a Saints touchdown.
That's what the Rams lose.
Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run.
Gotta hope we lose. Wow.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No return here for Wilson. It's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2.
And right now they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. So, Charles, this defense, they definitely know that they've got their hands full here going up against a group that has won 7 straight. What's the key for them in this ball game?
Well, we asked their defensive coordinator that very question, and the response was, we have the mindset that they actually have to react to us, not the other way around. So it sounds to me like the plan is to do the attacking and not wait to see what they present to them.
Fields, he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
On first down, Fields. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. He showed a little athletic juke, but then the daylight quickly closed. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Back to throw. Fields. That's complete to Mooney. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way. They can hit a good rhythm and a good stride, and he's carrying it over from last week.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Saints on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time it's 3rd and 3. A 10th carry for Kamara. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert.
I don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Well, they needed a yard on 4th down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly. Line him up, short yardage situation, and say, here it is, big man. Go get it.
61 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. And they'll try to throw here. Mills. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Hooked by Julian Love. And the Bears are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. And they'll begin by running the option. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 36. Kamara up the middle. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But what's he going to do here on 2nd down?
And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
That's going to drop them down, probably.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. To throw, Mills. Open net is Waddle, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage 1 play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
They'll run with Gibson. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Antonio Gibson hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Derek Stingley picks it. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Mills to throw it. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Now Mills. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead. And part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they could look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll barrel his way into the end zone for a Saint touchdown. Alvin Kamara with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No return here for Wilson. It's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
45 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. He's already fumbled once in this game, and I thought the ball started to jostle there a little bit, but they got to him quickly at the line of scrimmage.
It sure did, and remember, if you're not a very confident runner and you've already dropped it once, if there's traffic around you, the only thing you think about is protecting the football, not gaining yards.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And they get him down about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 3rd down pickup of 5.
So much about offense is what we call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping them from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because We don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
They go play action. Mills. Downfield, and he's got Olave. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 71 yards.
I can still hear it reverberate through this thick skull of mine. Crossing routes versus man-to-man coverage, it's a bad matchup for the defense. Those tend to work very well as they run away from a defender.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Jet sweep. Here's Olave. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's 2nd and 9. A man who's been busy this afternoon. It's Kamara again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Saints continue to pull away here in this first half. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0, Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them, so I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. The Bears offense now getting ready to take over. The last series form a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
From the job with the art. What they buying your body?
On 1st down, it's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Meanwhile, Fields' throw there hauled in by Claypool. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On the move past the 40. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
3 yards remain for 2nd down. Again, Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery. Down. Here's Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Fields on 1st down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Looking to throw again on second down. Fields eluding the pressure right. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play.
Still in the first half. There's been no answer for his running ability so far by the defense. I can't wait to see what adjustments they'll have to make during the halftime break.
I can't go to my thing.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Now Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. David Montgomery as the first half is winding down. And the Bears are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, you're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see there, it's the visiting LA Rams who had the lead in that one. Cooper Kupp with 3 touchdown receptions. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. And this one going the visitors' way as the Cardinals have the lead in that one. Rondale Moore, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The focus goes back to Chris Olave, the Saints offense. For him, what an accomplishment in this game, surpassing the 2,000-yard mark. And all the time we talk about these guys out wide like him that are so athletic and can do so many things. But take us a little deeper. How has he done it this year?
Well, you helped with this because when we sat down with him before the game and discussed his season, and you said to him, okay, I have a vision that you, similar to a pitcher, change up a lot of things, right? Different arm angles, different slots that a pitcher would do. You do that with your route running and all that. And I loved his response. He said, yeah, I do that. But one of his best friends is a world-ranked tennis player. And he talked about serves and how you change up, take pace off, do different things. And he incorporated that into his route running.
105 yards rushing now for Kamara. It's a first down. Off the play fake, Mills. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A give running right, Gibson, and not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. This is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back.
I understand. I mean, she's doing her job too, but I know you new to the house, so with something, you know what I'm saying?
2nd and 7. Throwing, Mills. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And those two just...
That wasn't even for him. God damn it.
Been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Play action now, Mills. He's got a man. That's caught left sideline. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one will go down as 33 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. Again, it's Kamara. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. This offense, number 1 in the NFL in picking up first downs, and their run game got him another one there.
A really good stat to lead the league in, isn't it? Because if you keep picking up first downs, sustaining drives, that means you're controlling the football, controlling the clock, and letting your defense rest on the sidelines.
They'll run it with Kamara, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara punching it in from a yard away. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No return here for Wilson. It's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
To throw again on second down. Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Montgomery just unable to twist free as they hit him short of the line to gain.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Chicago. This is taken at the 18. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
His throw incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 131 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Play fake. Mills. He completes it to Olave. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 41-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
First down, Mills. That's Olave bringing in another one. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Oh, design run for their wideout. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Mills escaping the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
Kamara is in. Touchdown, New Orleans. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. The Bears now ready to take over again. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized. Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a 1st down.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now it's Fields. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsom. And the Saints are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
Now, that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On second down, Kamara. About 3 yards there to the 27.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal. Kamara up the middle. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So that run gets him about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
Check. Lucky.
They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Will Lutz now to try the New Orleans field goal. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Watch from there. to be seen what might happen, Lord. Cardinals losing.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
He had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
No return here for Wilson. It's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they were ultra confident coming in, that's for sure. They had won 7 straight, but number 8 not looking to be in the cards right now.
What's going to happen with the Cowboys? Wow.
Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun, Fields. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw is Fields. And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they take possession of the football.
Looked like I went through his
ass. 36-yard line. And I don't know that that is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point. But being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
Fourth fumble you had, probably. One more down running players, they're going to win. Okay.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Down right around the 25.
All right.
Credit with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he is going to have a Saints 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try and make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Gibson here running out of the gun. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
So that drive goes 8 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner.
Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by Pete Werner. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
Good job, baby. Saints, I love the way y'all came on and played today. Man. That's how y'all supposed to play. God damn. Y'all getting playoff ready, baby. Playoff ready.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
Some good strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
They'll try to run with Gibson. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Lutz to try to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. No return here for Wilson. To touch back, it'll come out to the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Fields now to throw. Now he's flushed out left, and he'll just get rid of it. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
Now a deep ball here, holding just past the 50, and out across midfield down to the 45. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Throwing again is Fields. He's got a man here. It's Montgomery. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Fields throw there, complete to Mooney. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for New Orleans, the win here in Week 18 gives them a pivotal 11th win on the year, running their final mark to 11-6. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for the Bears, this was basically just an exhibition game for them, as they'd already clinched home field advantage.
What do you want? Like a superstar. And I'm so tired of them playing with you. Pushing my buttons, what do you want? No game to me. Ain't got time to be explaining me. I'ma just take over the game, baby. Let me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to raise the bar, how to go large, how to take it too far. Let me show you how to show up, show out.
Anybody, nobody,
You ain't never seen nothing like this. You ain't never been to a show like this. I'ma give you something to remember forever.
What?
And I'm so tired of them playing with me. Pushing my buttons, this ain't no game to me. Ain't got time to be explaining me.
Who's gonna bring you over there?
Take over the game, baby. Let me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far. Let me show you how to shine bright. Let me show you how to shine bright.
Yeah, them too. Damn, man, I gotta bring this back. Don't give him that. Okay. Well, what is you fooling with him for? Close the door. Leave him alone. I just told your ass. Shit, the inside.
You don't want to come inside here.
No. No. Don't give it to him. Shit y'all gave last night, man, got his bowels messed up. His stomach, when he shit. Because I can see him when he pooping. He had diarrhea. Boy, did I not tell you leave Salik alone? She'll be back in a minute. What did you fooling with my shit for? You stop being so damn hard-headed. I just told you. What did I tell you about Salik?
That she gonna be back.
Okay then, so why are you gonna tell her to go call her? Shit.